What's up, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another
Episode of the Coffee Breakup.
The Coffee Breakup, yes. So today, we wanted to switch things up. So obviously, we have days where we have topic specific. We have days where the camera's going to get you good.
Yep.
Well, you're not on. Turn that shit up. There you go.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go. So we wanted to switch things up. We're always trying to, make subtle changes just to make sure that we can keep things, interesting. And one of them is, we have, sometimes we have influencers. We have people who have a lot of followers just to kind of see, what they really are behind the scenes or who they really are. Sometimes we just talk about a topic, or we'll bring somebody on who can actually teach and educate. Today is one of these more casual days where we can just talk about, either a topic or several with one of our boys. So we have
really good friend of ours, Luch,
Carlos Ramos, Luch.
Thank you for having me here, guys.
If you guys didn't know, he's there every time we record. He's here in the background. He's helping us out. He's been tremendous.
Not only that, he'll make some
background noise.
He'll make some comments every now and then and give us some feedback. And we're like, you know what, bitch, let's just put you in front of the camera. So we trust you, we love you, so might as well put you there and we'll just talk about some stuff. I mean, we trust you, we love you, and I feel comfortable with you. Right.
Thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So before we begin, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm so tired of doing this. Just help us out, please. Just follow us, like us, do whatever you can.
Share.
Yeah, but repost it on your story if you find something that resonates. I mean, you will repost some other stupid shit. We talk about some very deep shit over here, and some things that will resonate. Maybe not with you, but people that you know. So you know what? Share it, man. Come on, show us some love.
Yeah, man. These guys are going broke for you guys.
Yeah, we are. You know how much money? This is like a fucking.
You know how much money they be paying me?
Oh, black
for being in the background.
That's right. I still owe money. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Luch. Luch, would you like to please briefly introduce yourself before we dive into whatever the fuck we want to talk about?
So you guys call me Luch, but my real name is Carlos.
Is that what it was?
It is.
What's your last name?
Ramos. Carlos Ramos. Okay. Yeah. So
wait, you were serious? You didn't know that?
I didn't know the last name. No.
And you usually don't talk about that, right?
That is true.
So I am the guy behind the camera most of the times that we're here.
In the mood photography.
In the mood photography. So that's my account. That's what I do.
Yeah.
My account is in the mood photography.
You like the light there on your side? Yeah. This is your thing, bro. You sure?
Yeah.
I don't want you to get nervous. So you got a
nervous,
dual job right now.
It'd be good.
So
yeah,
my thing right now is I do photos, I do videos in the mood photography. That's what I've been doing for about 2.5 years now.
How's it going for you, buddy?
It's going good.
Yeah?
It's going good. I've been doing that for 2.5 years. I never really planned to do it, but one day I decided to have a baby. I wanted to
jumping right into it.
Me and my girlfriend decided to buy a camera to take pictures of the baby, and then ended up doing this.
That's how it started?
Yeah, that's how it started.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is pretty cool.
It's amazing.
I've never taken a picture of the baby though.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I've seen 1 or 2 pictures.
Yeah, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of his Instagram, you'll see a kid.
I got the camera for the baby, but never.
But too bad. That's cool. You know what? Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought that up, especially so early, because a lot of people, they're always like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know what my passion is. And bro, you literally just bought a fucking camera.
You don't know.
And
you don't know.
Fell into it.
I'm not saying you're this top shot photographer
I'm not.
yet. I feel like you will make it one day, because not only are you willing to learn and you accept criticism, you really do, but you're always trying harder. You never stop. The effort is always there, and whether you succeed or fail, I feel like effort will always guide you in the right direction,
no matter what.
And that's what I love about you, man.
And I feel like the first time I've met you, and we you shot pictures for us and stuff like that, and I compare that work to the stuff you do now, and it's such a tremendous difference, and you're growing every time.
Slow development.
Yeah. That's the goal.
Absolutely.
But that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And the fact that you continue doing so, you could imagine. I mean, Marvin, remember the first time we ever recorded in the studio, that he was very nervous. Yeah. And although he may not be fully comfortable, but dude, night and day difference from what it is. Yeah. Just imagine, how much further he's going to get, as well as me and helping people, directly.
Greece wasn't built in one day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rome. It was Rome.
What? Take that off.
Rome.
Cut that part.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, we can amplify it.
But anywho.
No, but absolutely. So, question: do you think you would have gotten into photography if it wasn't for the? Really?
100%. Well. I kind of did have a little bit of background with that when me and Chris and one of our friends,
you guys,
we were trying to do skits.
We were trying
to do skits. So we were like, Chris was the one that we added the videos, but I always liked all that
So he
technical
dabbled,
shit,
he
you know,
dabbled
like
with it.
the gimbal and this.
Yeah,
specs of all the
that you like
phones.
stabilize the
I
camera,
love that
laser
shit.
better. Yeah, you did study electronics engineering,
I do. I have a
so he
bachelor's in
loves
it.
all that
Oh,
bullshit.
okay.
Yeah, he
So
loves
it's
that little
your niche.
technical shit.
That's
So
your niche.
So I mean, I feel like even if I didn't notice, that came from back there, from
like
doing the
underlying.
underline from the skits, and maybe that's why I really jumped into it, because deep down, I liked it. Because I used to do it for the skits. I used to like.
Yeah, not only that, so it got to the point that we're like, bro, let's just get our own fucking camera. And
Yeah.
he goes, oh, I'll buy one for the baby,
Yeah.
and then we can use it for the skits.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
And then
I
that's
love
where I
that.
kind of started piggybacking
picking
off of each other.
This was 2+ years ago, right? No.
About
Maybe.
2.5.
I think probably 3 years ago when we first like
when
wanted to do
when
the
me and
skits.
Chris first started was about 3 years ago.
Yeah,
When I got the camera was about 2 and a little bit.
2.5.
2 and a little bit. Yeah.
And then you started taking pictures.
Of random shit.
I remember, yeah, he used to post the stupidest things, but
Random-
he had to start with.
I
hey.
still have those pictures and all the way at the bottom of my Instagram,
Really?
and I go back to it sometimes, and it's just
Yeah.
random stuff. But then that's
Yeah.
how you start.
And it's like you look at it back then, like what you did now, and what you did then, and then look at it what you're doing now.
It's
Yeah, what
like
do you think about your old work? Like when you scroll all the way down, do you cringe?
I do. I do.
And I think it's normal, and I think it happens in every aspect. Even for me, like my writing, when I first started writing 4 or 5
Yeah.
years
Of course,
ago,
bro.
Pretty
I look
rough.
at it and I'm like, oh fuck, and then look at it now, it's like, bro, look at what happened. And but it's with everything in life.
Yeah, look at you guys' first episode. It sucked.
Garbage.
It did not suck.
No,
That
I
was
would, yeah,
horrible.
but you know, like we come a long way. So have you. So you know, I think we should be proud of that progress. And yeah, I'm happy you're on the show.
Well, I mean, I think the most important thing is, I mean, if anybody needs a photographer, what kind of photography do you do? I mean, you can just go to his Instagram, but he'll hear
Any
it from
type
the,
of photographer.
So he'll literally do anything, and just like us, how we want to continue learning with experiences and challenges thrown at us. He's the same way. You can literally tell him, "Hey, I want to do this," and he will be a nervous wreck,
But I'll figure it
but
out.
he's gonna fucking do it, and that's what you want out of someone who's willing to work with you no matter what it is.
Yeah, you worked with me on my third book, Broken But Alive.
Correct.
We shot that like the promo pictures, and they
Yeah,
came out
with the-
tremendous. I
Yeah,
love
I
that. I
love
got
them.
such great feedback, and I'm so glad we worked on that together. And so your work is just phenomenal. You're doing great. And every weekend, every time I go on Instagram, you're always working. You're always hustling.
Always try to
Oh, yeah, on the
stay
weekend,
on the
yeah,
loop.
yeah. Usual.
Always try to
That's
stay
your
on the loop.
anthem.
That's all he plays.
That's
Yeah.
your anthem. But also, okay, so you're in a relationship now.
Correct.
How long have you guys been together? Don't mind me asking.
We've been together for 3.5.
3.5 years.
It's a long time.
How old are you, and how old is she?
I'm 26. She's 22.
Oh, she's young.
She's young.
yeah, she's a
Wow.
baby. Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
and you have a kid.
And I have a daughter. Yes, about to be 2 years old in about a week.
How's that at this age?
Great.
She's about to be what?
2.
So
She's
then you
2.
had her at 24. She was 20.
I had her at 24.
How's that?
It was shocking.
Shocking. I remember.
I wasn't ready, but
Yeah.
things
Feel good,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things
it
happen.
was funny because I was in a group chat with Carlos and Ronaldo.
I literally wasn't ready.
Yeah, he wrote to us and he goes, "Hey guys, you guys are the first ones to know. Just want to let you guys know that I'm gonna be a dad. So before anything else, I wanted you guys to know." And we were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" He goes, "No, yeah, for real, for real."
That's crazy.
Scary, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody, no, it was scary, bro.
So how was your life?
If you know my past, it was scary.
'Cause,
We'll get there,
I
we'll
don't-
get there.
So, oh man, it's always bringing a child into this world is always a blessing.
Correct.
But when you're that young, I mean, I can't imagine having a kid at that age. But obviously,
I don't regret it.
no, of course,
I don't care. I will never regret that. But I would say that I wasn't ready for it. I was in a different mindset at that age. I was doing different things. I was just coming out of a crazy lifestyle, and then
Yeah, we had just came back from Vegas and shit.
yeah,
Like
I literally had come back from Vegas about 2 months ago. We were just in Vegas, and I was thinking about other things but a baby. But
yeah, everything else except that.
yeah,
So
but
a lot of partying, a lot of going out and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, we
things
would
you do
go
right
out.
now.
We would go out every week, and we'd go to a sidebar.
I
It
remember
would
that
be
place.
like, it was the best though, because we would pregame.
Mm.
the
Like
car.
they would come pick me up like at 10. We would pregame to like midnight 1, and the
Yes.
pregame was always better than the game. So we would always get
that
fucked
was our
up,
thing. The pregame's always better
fucked
than the
up,
game.
fucked up, and we would then stumble into sidebar because sidebar got good like at 2 in the morning.
2 in the
So
morning.
so that's when we finished our pregame in the car.
Right.
And it was so funny. Like I always say the story. Remember that time that you and Carlos picked me up? You guys had a shotgun in the car. It was the coolest thing ever. Like, they
Kids,
picked
bro.
me up and I took a picture of my Carlos is there with the shotgun sitting next to him.
We had a shotgun, a real shotgun.
Yeah, but it was just like crazy shit that we used to do. And then
That's dope.
yeah, we ended up going to Vegas and then comes back and
Yeah, and
life changed from one
life
day
changed.
to the next.
Life changed.
So talk about that, man. Like how was that transition from you always going out to then like the moment she told you? Like what happened?
It was hard. It was hard because, and I'll be honest, it was hard because when you're used to doing one thing, let's say every day, every weekend or whatever, and then from doing all those things to completely stopping, it's shocking.
From one day to the next.
Exactly, from one day to the next.
So I mean, you guys were living together at the time. What was your situation?
Yes, we were living together.
You guys were already living, but before? No, you guys weren't living
When you came
together
back from
before.
Vegas, you were living together.
No,
Like
we
you
started
get-
living right after Vegas. So right when I came back from Vegas is when I started living together.
When you knew you were having a baby with her.
The what?
You knew you were having a baby with her? Then
Not yet.
Oh,
we
okay.
came back from Vegas. I think it was August. Was it August?
Yeah, I think August.
August and the beginning of the following years when I found out that I had a baby. Like the
So
first
you were already
month.
with her, like-
February. Yeah, I was already with her at the house. We lived together.
Damn, dude. So that threw a wrench. And so how did you guys make that work? Because I mean, because you guys, like you had this lifestyle before,
Correct.
and then you kind of had to like when that moment happened, you had
to man up.
everyone says it like, yo, like when I first see my kid or like when
Oh.
they're born, like my whole life changes. Not because I want to, it's because something inside me just like
Well,
dad.
that part took me a while to realize. It didn't happen to me right away.
yeah, I remember that at first.
What do you
were
mean?
little.
Like it didn't hit me right away when
you
I
were-
first saw my baby. Yeah, it took me like a couple of months for me to actually realize that damn, I have a baby, I have a daughter. Yeah, that feeling that you're supposed to get when the baby just comes out. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
You're supposed to.
Everyone says that.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen to me right away.
But it did eventually. It did happen.
Eventually, it did,
And
and
so-
then it was a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying like your priorities changed. Like your old life is gone, and now you have different things that you look forward to, and you start thinking about when the first words that they say, when they start walking, them going to school. Like your whole perspective on life changes. Things that you used to care for, partying, going out, all become like blah.
They don't mean anything anymore
nothing.
after.
And then now you have a dog.
Well, no, but at first you still had that craving.
Yeah,
though.
at first I still had the craving. I still wanted to go out. I still wanted
you?
to do those things. Yeah, I did, of course. That's why when my baby was born, that didn't hit me right away because I was still in that mindset.
It's almost like you didn't want to accept it.
I
you
didn't want to accept it, and
not like
No, yeah,
forcefully,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's almost
yeah,
like your
yeah.
mind's like, hey, like
it was something that it was naturally happening,
And this was while your girlfriend, she was pregnant, and you were like going out. How was that?
I wasn't going out as much when she was pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, I started like minimizing that when I found out she was pregnant. Yeah, the second that I found out.
damn, dude, but that's fucking so okay. So big changes happen.
Correct.
How was that transition how was that weight on the relationship? Like how much did that weigh on the relationship where you had the kid, you guys were together, and then you just like it took you time to transition to getting that feeling?
It was a lot of fights, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
what?
I still wanted to go out, and I know that I had to be home, taking care of my family. I had to be home.
I mean, yeah.
because I still wanted to go out. I still wanted to do this without having no sort of responsibility. But at the end of the day, I had a responsibility. Was for me to be home, taking care of my girlfriend and my kid. Well, at the time she was pregnant, but still, this is a responsibility.
Of course, I mean your whole priorities need to shift, and finances need to change, and stuff that you can go out and party and spend $200 whatever. But now when you have a kid coming on the way, it's different, right?
I had to stop being selfish.
And she wasn't planned. So this was
No.
I don't want to sound like a dick, but it was a mistake like that. She was at the time. What's the right word? Educate me. What's the right word?
I mean,
Because you didn't.
not a
you-
mistake.
right?
Not
So,
a
yeah,
mistake.
but you say that because obviously you don't want to consider it because of how wonderful the feeling is.
Yeah.
But at the moment, you could be like, "Damn, fuck."
Because it wasn't planned.
I
So
was like that. As
Yeah,
well.
I don't because that's the thing. I don't want because when I say things, sometimes I come off a little ignorant or like a dick, but it's the truth almost because you didn't plan for it.
No.
It's almost like you know what, this shouldn't have happened. But I'm so happy and I'm so
Now,
proud.
100%.
Right, but
super happy and
at the
proud,
moment
yeah.
you're like, fuck. Now what?
Yeah, I was. I'll be honest. I was.
That's that. So
I
that's what we
was
need.
in a different mindset, bro. I really was. I came from going out every single weekend.
Right.
Like this guy knows.
It was bad.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I never stopped, bro.
Every week. It was bad.
And to not being able to do that anymore.
And that's that he was kind of a late bloomer because he was in a relationship prior. Remember, because I remember I first met you, be that because you just got out of a relationship, and Carlos,
Yeah.
he's the one that's like, oh, he's nervous, he doesn't know how to talk to
Yeah,
girls, like he just got a relationship. I want to bring him out.
Okay, cool.
And I remember we went to Sidebar, and I knew a girl, and I'm like, oh, I know we can go over there. Like, I'll say hi to her. You can say hi because he thought one of the girls was cute. So I brought him over there, and then he just sat next to her. Didn't say it. Yeah, it took him a while to kind of break out of his shell until he was good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it happens. I mean, I remember when you were young. remember when I was young, we party every weekend. Especially we live in Miami, so there's always something to do. And so I can imagine that's just it went from day to night. Like in an instance.
It's like being rich and then the next day you're poor. Not like that. but just in
a huge significant change like that. Yeah, I can see that.
Significant change. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, how is the dynamic now? Like, it's you live with your girlfriend.
I still live with her,
and obviously the baby. So what's next? Like, what's the goal for you guys?
I would say getting married.
Do you before that? Do you think how was your relationship from when it first happened? Because I know there was a lot of fights at first, but then so what did you do and how did you guys kind of get into like making it work?
So
because you guys are good now.
Yeah,
I remember at first it was really rough, but
it was a lot of it of trying to change my ways.
Do you think it was your fault then? A lot of fights were happening.
I would say.
Really?
Yeah, it had to do a lot with me, and I do put that on myself, because like at the end of the day I had to accept that I have a kid, and I have a different life now. So a lot of fights that would happen between us would be with me trying to be the old me, not having a baby. So now that I have a baby, I had to change my ways.
Let me ask you, let me ask bluntly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever, it's all about being vulnerable. Did you ever think maybe I don't want to have a kid? Like, is there any way to back out? Did you ever have that feeling?
Yeah, I did.
At first, did you guys have that conversation?
We did.
Was that
we went to therapy.
Okay.
We went to therapy for that. Yeah.
For deciding
on whether to keep the baby or not. I know it sounds sad and it's not right, but
good because I think there's a bunch of people that
we're human beings. We always have as human beings we have the choice to do whatever we want.
Having that dialogue, having that discussion.
Was that the first time that you both went to therapy together?
Correct.
It was because she got pregnant.
Yeah, the first time.
Did she want to have the kid?
100%.
Okay. Yeah. And you were a little bit adamant.
I was a little exactly.
I understand.
You were more like, I respect the decision. I'd rather not. But
I didn't think we were ready. I didn't think we were ready. But she thought she was ready.
Right.
And was she?
She was ready.
I mean, I know you both stepped up.
Yeah.
Did you think that she was ready at that time also?
100%.
At 20 years old, you thought that she had it.
She was ready for the baby, but at her age, she was still like not done having fun and
20 years
and she was 20, and she wasn't done having fun doing the things that she really wanted to do, and then she realized that after, but it doesn't matter.
So you think that she kind of a slight bit of regret on her end at first, like damn, like
a little bit,
now
a little bit, and she admitted a little bit.
No, it's good.
It's fine.
It's like this isn't a bad thing, and that's why I don't want people to think like, for example, when I said, "Oh, the baby's a mistake," and you're like, "Damn, that's fucked up." But in a sense, at the time, it was because you guys did not we're not planning.
Correct.
And I'm sure you guys are very proud parents, and
Yeah.
you guys have a very great relationship now. I remember when at first I didn't like you guys together at first because I felt like she was just overpowering you. You couldn't be yourself. But too bad his own self is his own problem.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, he's really bad by himself, and I feel like she kind of did align him a little bit better.
Okay.
And he's also a little bit older now, so he's a little bit more mature. It took a little bit of time, but you guys made it work. Not everybody can, so I applaud you for that.
Yeah, you guys both stepped up, and
I think sometimes it's just about making it work, bro. I don't think that most people don't make it work because they don't like to work in their relationship, so they give up because they're lazy and they don't want to work at it. And that's the problem with most relationships nowadays. They think, oh, if I just quit now and move on and get into another relationship, is gonna be the easiest way. And at the end of the day, sometimes it's easier just to work on what you have now than what it is to just give up on it and move on with something else. Because the beginning process of every relationship is a long.
And nobody likes doing it.
Yeah.
So, but some may confuse that and say, "Oh, I'd rather stay in a shitty relationship and work on what I got and continue working even though it's shitty than have to reset with someone who's going to be a better fit for me.
I think that's the way to go, to be honest
To
with you guys.
still work on the relationship even if it's shitty?
Well, it's shitty probably because you both have issues. Like sometimes you just got to get...
So how do you work on it then?
You communicate.
Within each other. But so you said...
Maybe most of the problems in a relationship is communication.
I
It
agree.
really is.
I guess that's how it could start, and then it could trickle down into other areas of the it's like a cancer. It spreads.
That might be the biggest problem in a relationship. Not having that communication between you and your partner.
I understand, but it's a fine line between keep trying and walking away. Like, this is enough. I can't.
Yeah,
do this
like
anymore.
cutting your losses, I would
Exactly.
say.
I
Where
mean,
you feel
because-
like you've exhausted.
because you can't come back from everything.
I mean, there's always that one point.
Yeah.
There's always that one point. But I chose to, even though I had problems, I chose to keep working on my relationship.
And it ended up working out in the long run.
Yes, because I thought it was for the better.
Yeah, but that's scary. But that's scary because you overcame. Because a lot of people, from where you guys were at, it would have probably made more sense.
Chris
from
knows.
what you're
I mean,
saying,
Chris
like, yo,
knows,
maybe this is tough, but they still continued. But then again, you also have a good woman because, he does not want to back down. You know, there's a good way I'm going to say it. That bitch will fight.
Yeah. I've met her twice.
She's a very strong personality.
She's very passionate.
She is very
Very strong woman.
Which it's an admirable trait. A passionate woman is always great. I want to ask something. I don't know if I can ask you.
Well, go ahead.
We'll cut it if anything.
Okay.
Lie. I'm gonna leave it. I'm leaving it in. You can ask me anything you want.
Do you think you guys had your problems when she was pregnant, when you found out? Do you think?
Let me ghost her.
Do you think that you guys would still be together if it wasn't for the kid?
You said we can ask anything.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. We can cut it out. I mean, no. I was gonna write it down and see if you
can ask.
Let's get it like that.
It might have been harder for me to keep fighting for it.
because you have so much more to lose when you're with somebody who has a kid. A lot of times you say
it might have been a little harder.
Yeah,
but with the way that I've been maturing lately in the past couple of years, I still think I would have worked for it.
I mean, this is the mother of your
guys.
Well, at that point,
listen,
it wouldn't have been, but.
we have to accept the fact that we live in Miami.
Yeah.
Most women here are not that good.
Oh,
And
arguably,
and I can tell you from
Allegedly.
experience, Chris can tell you from experience of all the dating that we've done.
yeah, shitty.
Just the way that it is. I'm not saying men are good either. We suck. As
okay.
most of us suck.
full disclosure.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not taking anybody's side, but most women here are not ready for a relationship.
So you think you found yourself a good one? You're off the market for good. You're solid. You
100%.
You left the game at the right time.
100%.
So it goes back to what I said. I think that she's helped him and guided him to mature in the right direction.
Yeah.
Where I think that he probably, you know what, if you guys never had the kid, you guys probably would have been like, yo, fuck this. But you guys would have found each other back together, maybe a couple months down, maybe a year, like, you know,
After
what,
dating
like,
a couple
this was
messed
good,
up
like,
people?
you know, like this, everything out there is shit. I feel like you guys, you know, you have a good woman, so like, you know, you knew down the line that maybe I don't want to fight for it right now because I don't have a reason for it, but I think you would have realized a couple months later,
maybe later down.
Man, I had something good with this woman, like. Everything sucks. I'm maturing. Like, I understand. Like, I had something good. Like, let's really give it a shot.
Yeah, and I think it's true. You know, your partner's supposed to make you better, and by the sounds of it, that's something she's done in a significant way, which is great. You want to build with somebody, and you know, not everybody's perfect. You don't start off that way. You don't just always know the answers to every question, and sometimes we start off being flawed and being even toxic, even. And when you can overcome such a thing, and you can build with somebody, communicate and build off of that, and it's a big step, man. You guys went to therapy. I know it's not easy, especially when you unload all your burden to a stranger. I've done it. It's a big decision. But ultimately, when you care for somebody and you care for a situation, you fight for it. You think you'll be fine with, like, let's say, you know, like traveling without your partner, or like going to like Vegas, or
No,
I guess
not
Vegas.
Vegas.
Depends on the location. But like if they were like, if you want, like, hey, let's go to Europe, us three.
Yeah, because we were planning a trip with Range. Actually, we're gonna do a guys trip.
I don't think.
You don't think?
No.
Really?
Why not?
I wouldn't do it
Why not?
because I wouldn't like it either.
If she did it,
Yeah,
Really?
how come?
because I don't know. It all comes down to trust. We should trust each other, but I just don't. I feel like
If she wants
we're
to go
gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun together. Why are you gonna go have fun?
but if it's just the boys, if she wants to go on a girls trip with the girls to Sonoma,
So it's
Oh,
bad,
okay, yeah,
it's
yeah,
bad
yeah,
to go
yeah.
to a strip club, but we can leave the whole country. But, eh?
No, yeah, you're right.
You guys are hypocrites.
No,
Fuck
we're
you.
not.
Fuck
Because
both
if
of
we
you.
if you go out of the country, I'm not. Gonna
It's okay. Let's go to a strip club in Europe.
You would never know.
Nah, we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it'll be 12 hours difference, no? Like,
The
she's going to be
fuck would
waking
you
up. I
know?
won't be in the middle of titties.
Get out of here.
All right, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think that's possible as long as
I mean, we're not. I mean,
if she
well,
does it too, she's gonna. I think she should be okay with me doing it too.
if
but
we
she
ever
hasn't done it.
if
Hasn't
we
done
ever
it.
do plan it, we'll extend the invite. I don't even know when, if, where,
In the spring, maybe.
but potentially we were planning one.
Yeah.
No.
We're just saying. I mean, you know, you think that's like unacceptable in a relationship?
It's not unacceptable, but I think it's gonna be a no for me.
It's gonna be enough for me,
Yeah.
dog.
It's not that we're planning on doing anything stupid though. You know, we're older.
Oh,
now.
we're
you know.
more
Oh, you know.
mature.
At first, yeah, because our relationship was pretty bad when they started, which is I think another reason why I didn't like.
It's because of me.
Because he would make a lot of bad decisions, and I was
Would.
the alibi.
Ah,
So
yeah.
I was the reason for the fuck ups.
Yeah.
And so then our friendship was kind of tainted because
And
it's
the-
better now because she's realized that I'm
It
an
wasn't
adult.
it wasn't on you.
No, but it wasn't on Chris.
It's always it was you.
If we would go back a couple of months, maybe a year back, I wouldn't be able to come here right now with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
was
was
that
that
bad?
bad because I would make
What?
bad decisions, bro.
Yeah.
Bad
And like
decisions.
whenever he was away from her, it was like his like it was almost
Time
like a
to-
hall pass.
time
Like,
to shine.
let me fuck up. Let me do some stupid shit. Let me go
Ah.
after all this bullshit. So
Yeah.
he's obviously matured, and the
Yeah.
people he's around him have also matured. Because
Correct,
there
correct.
was a time when I don't know if it was with me and Carlos or if it was you and I that we went somewhere with him,
Mhm.
and he what was it that he's just like, oh, let's do something, and I'm like, Carlos, like we're out of that state. It was with Carlos.
Yeah.
It was with the other Carlos. He goes, oh, let's do this and this, and I'm like, dude, like we're past that stage already.
Yeah,
But he hasn't experienced that because he was in a relationship. So
Correct.
he wanted to taste it until he realized, he goes, bro, these guys are like adults now.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about this shit no more.
So that's why. So like when we talk about, ow, shit, my beard got caught in the microphone. So let's say if we wanted to travel somewhere, you think that it would be like that's unacceptable.
it
in a
will be no,
relationship.
it's not unacceptable. It'll be a little harder for me.
But
Remember,
then
I have a
also
kid.
because you have a kid.
I have a kid.
So maybe if
I have
he
a kid.
didn't, but he would have been. I mean,
She would be more acceptable
Yeah,
if I didn't because
get
it's
that.
not fair for her to stay home and just take care of everything in the house. and
Yeah,
the
but then
kid.
think about it. Like if she wanted to,
Then
then
they-
that would be your
then you
responsibility
stay-
as
you
well. That's
stay.
where you
Correct.
sub in and like, you know what, babe,
Correct.
go. Like I went, like it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, for sure.
I think that could be healthy. I remember when we went to Ireland. We went to Ireland, me and him and one of my friends. I had a great time, but it was a fun trip. I was in a relationship, but we went to Ireland. We had fun. We went to Guinness Brewery. And so now, I would imagine if we're going to go on a trip now, we wouldn't even, we were mature. Dude, we went to brunch the other day and we had brunch. We had a couple of drinks,
yeah.
and 2 drinks and we went home.
it has to be about maturity.
2 years ago,
and
3 years ago, that wouldn't.
it's about being mature.
When we
and
figure it
having
out,
that
we'll
trust.
extend the invite. You decide
Yeah.
if you want to go or not.
Offer. That's all we
Okay.
could do. Can't force you on the plane.
Just go,
No.
bro.
I can't, bro.
All right, so
But-
slowly want to start wrapping things up because Marvin has shit to do. You and Yadira, your partner, you guys work together essentially, right?
Yeah, she does help me out a lot.
So how is that?
Photography.
How is that?
It's fine. It's great.
You think it's does that help the
It's-
relationship build
It-
stronger
it
working
does
together?
It does build the relationship a little bit better because, I spend more time with her. Even though we're working, I'm still spending more
But do you
time
feel like
with
it's
her.
too much time?
No,
like,
I don't
yo,
think
the
so.
fuck away from me. Like I'd be sick. Like some people
No,
would be
no,
like sick and tired.
I have those times to myself. I go to the gym by myself. I'm here with you guys right now. Like this is time to myself. I like doing this shit. I like being
Disconnecting.
here. Yeah,
Man,
this is
that's
connecting.
important.
So I do have that time in between. And sometimes she really can't come with me to one of the shoots that I do. But when she does come, I think it's good. Good for both of us because, we're spending time together. We're communicating. And if you can work together, bro, I think you can.
That's why I said that. Like
If you can work together in a business as a relationship that involves money, I think you guys are good together because that's very hard when it comes
well,
to. I
when
think
we
it's
had the
very
doctor,
hard.
he said that finances was like the number one
Very
reason.
hard,
So
very
like
hard.
the fact that you guys have to put your finances together towards
Exactly.
the business. I mean,
It's
it's
hard.
a big step.
So how is that? Because this is the first time we have a guest on who has a kid, who has a family and everything.
Yep.
So how are the dynamics? As
And
far
at this
with the
age, too,
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
age.
With the finances. And
Well,
around the
it's
house.
all one thing.
It's all one.
It's all one
You guys
thing.
come as a unity.
It's all one thing.
That's it, yeah.
Well, we do have our separate bank accounts,
Sure.
but we do have a joint with a different bank together.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have Chase by myself. She has Chase by herself, and then we have Wells Fargo together.
And that's where like the bills come out of.
Correct.
Okay.
Everything goes from there, from that one account.
Okay.
And if we have extra money for ourselves, we have extra money for ourselves. You get me?
Well, yeah, one of my coworkers, I think I told you that's what he did. They had their own individual accounts.
Mhm.
They had their main account and then a savings. So they would both dump money into their main account, and then they'd pay their bills every month. And at the end of the year, whatever surplus was in the savings is what they would use to like travel or like do things together. And they still had their own personal.
I think that's a healthy
accounts.
balance when it comes to that.
It's important.
Yeah, you can treat yourself. Yeah, because a lot of people they think that that's bad to have separate checking accounts because it's like, what are you hiding?
No,
you know, what are
it's not about hiding. It's
but
about
some people do say no, but that's a thing. When you use an account that's like, why do you have your own checking account? What expenses are going through there? Like, what if you buy shit for somebody else and I don't see it? Where did this come from? You know,
it's about having that little bit of freedom to just go and buy a water if you fucking want
that's
to,
a
and
good
not having to explain why you bought a fucking water.
Yeah, she checks the statements and she's like, oh, why the fuck did you spend $500 on whatever
on a camera?
On a camera. Yeah, right.
As long as the main account is always good, then you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah,
because there's some people on that spectrum, and then there's some who everything should be separate. We shouldn't have a joint, and I'm like,
I don't think so.
I don't agree with it.
100%. If you're in a relationship and you're committed and you have a kid and you're living together, I don't think that should be the right way to do it.
Okay. So what about the house chores? Like, do you help out? Does she? What's the responsibility with the kid?
She's more involved when it comes to that, and I gotta give it to her. Like, I'm less of a helper,
like
when
cleaning,
because you're the breadwinner.
Okay. But yeah, like she does everything on the house, man. I can't complain at all one bit.
Did you have a conversation prior to like, hey, this is gonna be how we're gonna break it up, or it just kind of fell into it?
She does it.
She just stepped up and did it.
She did step up, man.
Does she complain when you don't? Like, bitch, you don't do shit in the house.
Sometimes.
So why don't you? Like, if you know that sometimes she's a little like, bro, why don't you?
I want to. Yeah, I want. I want to. It's just sometimes it's just
don't.
I'm lazy, and that's bad. That's bad because I should be helping her out in the house. I should be taking away some of that responsibility from her.
Right. Well, it's almost like the love languages thing. It's like if you know that she's doing all this work, you
100%.
Like one day, if
it's not just about the money. I don't give a shit if I bring in money and she's doing anything. It's about just helping out in the house.
I think it's effort, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Effort towards the relationship.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are both coming together. It's like I don't think it should just be this is her job, this is yours. It's
correct,
like,
bro. It's just do something. You don't really. Some people be out there thinking 50-50, bro. If you want to fucking do 70, then you do 70. It's okay. I think it's okay. If that's what comes from you, then it's okay doing 70% of the relationship. When I'm not talking about, you know what? Not relationship. When it comes to like chores and things like that,
okay,
and bills. If you want to put the 70%, then put it
without expectation.
Without expectations, don't.
Do it because you want.
That's okay. Exactly. Do it because you want
not
to.
Because you're going to get something in return.
Exactly. Do it because you want to. Yeah, Yadira's putting a little more than me, but she's doing it because she wants to. And she's not expecting anything back. And that's good, you know, when it comes from somebody.
It reminds me because I have a friend she's long-term relationship for years. She lives with a guy. And, bro, she does everything around the house. Mm-hmm. Like the laundry, the cooking, and stuff like that. And the other day, a couple of weeks ago, she had surgery and she was out of commission. And bro, this guy didn't even cook for her. He literally went to his mom's house.
No way.
And she had to have friends bring her food. So that's a huge. I mean, I was gonna even bring that up in the red flags.
That's bad.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I wanted to ask because that's a big one. A lot of people get with somebody, and for a long time they're just dating, and the woman does everything, and then they have kids, and then 3, 4, 5 years later on, they realize, man, this person doesn't do shit around the house, and it's like, how did you get there? Well, you fucking should have saw all the red flags.
Check it again, please.
And so that's a big one that I wanted to ask you about your dynamics when it comes to the relationship. So
yeah, but I still I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and that's not right.
Absolutely, 100%.
100%. But again, if willingly, if you want to do 60%, 65%, it's okay. That's what I'm trying to say. If you really want to do it and it comes from the bottom of your heart and you really think, this is fine, then do it. Don't be putting back, like stepping back because you want it to be a 50-50 type of shit. Come on, bro. Really, do we really have to live every single day thinking it's a 50-50 type of shit? You're really going to put that 50% effort? And then
what I think it is? No, I think everyone should put in 50%, but your 50% might be more than her 50%.
It's okay. And that should be okay.
And that should be okay. The way you should see it.
We had this episode with the...
Like you say, don't expect anything back. Sorry, Marvin. No. Don't do it, but don't expect shit back from it.
Right.
Do it because you want to.
Yeah, because I think the best way is... Because your capacity of 100 may be more different. At 50. Mm-hmm. For me to put in 50%, it might just be the bare minimum. Exactly. But for you, 50%, if you're an overachiever, your 50% is probably my 100.
Yep.
So if it's 50-50, if that's what works in the relationship, then you put in your 50.
And that's okay.
What I liked when we had Dr. Hasty, he was on, and he says, he doesn't believe in the 50-50. What he was saying was like, you give 100 because when you put in 50, you expect 50 in return, right?
To balance,
exactly.
to fill.
But when you put 100%
when you put
of the
100,
times.
you don't expect anything in return.
Because you're both putting 100.
Exactly.
It's already at 100.
And I think that's
that's
where
another way to see it.
That's
I like
another way
that.
to look at it.
Yep.
And when he brought that up, it was really, really resonating. I really appreciated his insight.
That was
and
great.
I think when
It's
you,
a great topic.
Yeah, that was a great one. But when you give it your all, and the other person gives it your all, you have something beautiful right then there, man. I think that's an amazing connection when you have with somebody.
Correct.
What do you think you can do to be a better husband, father, partner in your current relationship? If you can identify
Going exactly back to that, I should help out more in the house. I should.
So
100%.
when you leave here today, you're gonna go home.
But not just that. What? Yes. But you're on the surface. What else? What do you think you can do to make?
I should also be able to communicate better. I have a big problem when it comes to communicating.
Why?
Yeah, in what way?
I'm just not very open at all.
But in terms
I've always
of
been like that. I'm very to myself. Yeah.
what do you fear? Why do you hold back on communicating?
I would say it's because I don't know how to say this word in English. Complejita. You would say?
Tiene un complejo.
Complejo with everything, bro. I've always been like that, and I feel like that's the reason why sometimes I don't open up. I have a problem opening up because of that. Because I always have un complejo with everything. Like I feel like they're gonna judge me. They're gonna think about this about me. They're gonna think differently of me.
This is in regards to your partner.
It's about being vulnerable. I'm not good at that, bro.
Even with your partner, you share a
Complex.
kid with.
Yeah, bro. I don't
Like,
know. And that's one of the reasons why I went to therapy. To be able to communicate better.
I think a lot of men have that problem where it's like
A lot of men do have
a lot
that
of men
problem.
have like
100%.
I can't be vulnerable
Because
I
they
can't
don't
open up.
want to feel like they're weak.
Right.
They don't want to feel like they're weak, so that's their problem. They don't want to say, "Oh, babe, but I didn't like this. This happened," and you don't want to talk about that. You want to feel like a fucking man, and that's the problem with most of us.
That's the problem
and
with
it shouldn't be
society.
like that.
He said it once before in an old episode, and it's like vulnerable shows real strength
Vulnerability
because
is
you
strength.
are now showing that you're strong enough to open up,
Exactly.
strong enough to feel
And
weak.
that was one of my problems.
And you feel like, are you better at it now, or you still feel like you're
Working on it.
That's still a challenge.
Working on
for
it.
you?
It's still a challenge, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're aware of it. I think in a society as a
Good.
whole, man, we associate emotional awareness and vulnerability with weakness, when in
Correct.
fact that's the opposite.
Exactly. 100%.
And so a lot of people have that problem.
But I didn't know that back then.
Right.
You know that when you're mature.
When you're young, you don't think about that stuff.
You got to go through it and actually
Right.
experience it. All right, so more effort
More effort.
and
And
more communication.
More communication.
So what are you gonna do when you leave here today, like Marvin said?
More effort and more communication.
Why'd you do it? Like, you have to hide it.
More communication and more effort.
Like, I guess I
You have to force
Yeah,
yourself.
go home and cut the lawn, boys, and talk about what happened today.
No,
Communication.
but it's good. I mean, what I love about this is that we can actually have conversations like this to really make you open up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like I like asking people. I don't want to.
These sessions are kind of like therapy.
Therapy.
Almost,
Therapy, bro.
yeah. That's why I
Yeah,
like
that's how it
having these
is.
things because
Yeah.
we have conversations.
Therapy, but you gotta be willing to open up.
And honest enough.
So
Exactly.
when you do have guests here, they have to be willing to open up.
Exactly,
Well,
and
that's
Because
that's
if
the
not, it's
goal.
not gonna be a good
Well,
session.
that's why I asked you that question.
Correct.
It may have been a little bit, sensitive, but rather
No.
than brushing over it, you answered it and very well. Am I add?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mhm.
I feel like the people that come here, they kind of get a little nervous because, like, what are they
course.
going to ask? And it's usually in the first couple of minutes, but then after they kind of get into a groove. But I feel like it ultimately comes down to you being honest with yourself, vulnerable enough to open up and talk about things. Because if you're going to sit there, then you're only going to speak and say things that
You're not being yourself.
exactly. So then what are you really solving? You're just lying to yourself. And that's not making you as a better person. And
Correct.
I'm not saying that this is that we're both therapists and this is a
But-
counseling session.
Right.
But this is where a chance for people to just talk and be like, man, I didn't think about this.
And
I'm
then-
glad I said this because then
Exactly.
I got a different point of view. That's not
Exactly.
professional,
Exactly.
but
But
unbiased
it's still
and direct.
Yeah.
And now you might drive home on the way and you think about something that otherwise you wouldn't have thought. If you
Exactly,
would've
100. And
behind
I'm
the
already
camera.
thinking about it right now.
Exactly. So
the goal.
you're gonna see your girlfriend later on, and you're gonna think.
Babe,
about
I love you.
Yes.
I'm
You're
gonna
go
cut the
home.
lawn. I'm gonna cut the lawn. I'm gonna cut the
Wait,
grass.
plot twist. There's no grass.
It's all driveway.
I told you I'd cut it. Done.
So good.
But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me here.
No,
by the
I'm
way.
glad, man. We're
Very
lucky
happy.
for you to step up.
Well,
and-
I'm always here, but thank you so much. I'm always here.
Yeah.
No, the
But
good
thank you so
thing
much
is,
for putting in the.
Yeah, people finally see the face and the personality to
Yeah.
you, And
that's not just that. We were able to kind of just talk about, random shit.
Us
And
boys being boys.
boys being boys, more directly to you.
Yeah.
But, obviously down the line, if we have you again, or like you do sit in that chair again, I want to have a segment where we can have you just casual conversations and having you on. I mean, it's, we know you, we trust you, we're comfortable with you. So
yeah, thank you for having an open dialogue, being vulnerable, being honest.
yeah, more it's about yourself, but I mean, down the line, I mean, I just want to have that part where we can have talk about any topic.
Anything.
Instead of it being us two, we'll be like, yo, Luch, what do you think about what are some red flags that you've
Yeah.
seen, or
Yeah.
whatever, all that
Right,
other
right,
bullshit. Or
100%.
what do you think about someone with an OnlyFans, shit like that. So those are things down the line where I want to have more people to just randomly talk about that are close to us, where we're comfortable. And then you were the first one, so you're kind of like the guinea pig for us.
Thank you, brother.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Once again, follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Write to us on Instagram if you have any feedback, any ideas, any questions. Please feel vulnerable and write to us. You never know what we can do, what kind of light we can shed, or maybe we'll grab one of your topics so we can actually put a whole episode on.
Absolutely. Help others as well.
If you're watching us on YouTube, great. Like, subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell. If you're listening to us on
Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, you should be watching us as well.
You can watch us on YouTube, but if you're listening to us, we love that support as well. Follow, subscribe, however the fuck that shit works. I don't know. Marvin's the one that handles all the audio. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for another episode, for tuning in.
Thank you,
Much
guys.
love as always.
Ciao,
Love you,
guys.
friend. Later.